Hey everyone, Zero JD here with the XBLA Fans channel. Here, you a quick taste of Waking, a sort of action adventure game that takes place fully inside your mind. Well, not your mind, the player character in game, who's, from what I can gather, is in a coma, and you're sort of fighting through your memories, emotional states, nightmares, and all that kind of stuff to wake up. The basic part of it is you're going around collecting pages for a book so you can wake up. So far, I played a little bit of this game. It's interesting. The concept is pretty good, actually. It's been asking me questions about myself. It's asked my name, the names of like a pet I used to have, a very close friend I had when I was younger. It was actually my one of my teachers, and they've turned those into sort of powers. Like my pet has become a familiar, Fleeny. When I was really young, I had a cat named Fleeny I loved, and she is now like a sort of familiar that I can summon who will fight alongside me. My teacher, Kramer, can be summoned to sort of like stun enemies. So I'm going to go into my abilities over here and see right here, like Fleeny's, my cat here, Kramer. So it also has like my origins from like I'm from New York and all that kind of stuff. And those are used to summon stuff like here. Like what did I do in New York when I was like having a bad time? I'd go to my room, I'd play video games, or I'd go and get pizza when I wanted something. It also like asked about like a favorite place I used to have, and it was a Chinese restaurant right down the street. So it's very, very interesting how they're kind of doing stuff here. The issue is the game is held back with some pretty weird, janky things. The way you mostly fight is by picking up items and throwing them, and you kind of do that by holding the X button to pick it up, letting go of the X button, holding the X button again to charge it, and then tapping the X button to throw it. You can hold and you can pick something up and charge it, but you still have to release it to tap it again to throw it. So that's very awkward to do. Some of the movements awkward as well, and I've fallen off platforms, even simple ones, just because of how sort of awkward it is. This is my mind palace, where my memories are sort of being stored. As you can see, I got some down here. They're all around, like ran into here, and you can walk up and get information on them. But like I said before, these are like your powers. You're using your memories to sort of fight away the darkness to find pages for this book here. And I got the first page. I need 11 more. So the way this game kind of works is that you go into your sort of mindscape, and you are going to these randomly generated areas to complete objectives and move on to the next sort of neural pathway. This is your brain. You're essentially inside your brain. So we're going to continue from where I am now. And at different times, it'll ask you like sort of close your eyes, remember back. Well, one of the times it was asking me to remember like my cat, my distant long lost friend sort of things. And depending on the person you are, that might have a massive emotional impact, or it could be boring. No, we're not going back to the palace. So you'll actually come to these little junctions where you can select where you want to go. Let's see, where does it want me to go here? So we're going to go to this block synapse and probably have a small boss battle. But yeah, the winning trial gives you plus extra life. Okay, cool. Neurons are sort of the energy that you use to use abilities and stuff like that. And fear is actually the way it is interesting. The more you get damaged, the more the enemies get stronger, which is kind of an interesting way to do that. Like, I guess if you're afraid of something, it gives it more power. And if it hurts you, that's even, you're fearing it more. So it's powering it up. The issue is it's very, very easy to get hurt. The thing is, though, I've gotten a pretty decent amount of chunk of damage, and it doesn't really seem to make things harder. And of course, destroying enemies gives you hope, which you can then kind of open boxes, get stuff. There is a slight sort of crafting system where you're collecting items and you're trading them in for stuff. But the flow of the combat is usually pick up an item, stun an enemy that will drop emotions, which you pick up, and then you can attack them with the emotions, which usually come in the form of a small knife or a little tiny weapon. It's something you just kind of hold in your hand, so I'll show you. Yep. Let's go. Memories are your weapons, spend 30 neurons, blah, blah, blah. There are objectives, there are side quests and all that kind of stuff like that. Where is that? Okay, so look at the bar at the bottom left. I got my life, I got my neurons, the fear, the white is the hope, and then the blue is my companion life. Hopefully I can summon him at some point in here. There you go. Fear increases, fear makes enemies stronger and faster. Can I do anything over here? No. And then after I clear these neurons, I will probably be fighting this raven-headed lady thing. That's terrifying. But let's go. But yeah, you're going through these sort of randomly generated worlds. Press right stick. So when they introduce something new, they sort of you have a tutorial through it. So some things are weird and janky, but at least they let you kind of practice them. So I picked up that emotion. I've held the button. Now I can kind of sneak up on you and... There you go. And then they drop stuff. Like, these are knowledges. They are actually really strong items. The normal items you have are called clutter. Cool. So I can... So the way I target is left bumper, and then I fire. And then I run back over here. This is just one of the sort of tutorials. I want to pick that up. Where's the... Hold on, let me go back to my stuff and see what I got. Pleasure, euphoria. Oh, here we go. I think I have enough. Nope, not enough. Oh yeah, that's right, power attack. If I hold B, I can launch a power attack. But yeah, all the combat so far has just kind of been like side strafing. Hold on. There we go. All right, cool. Let's go. Hip. But yeah, the biggest impacts from this game are the emotional parts where it's like, do you remember where you grew up? Imagine yourself there, sort of stuff. And then it'll use that as a weapon now. All right, so let's get into this combat. So that's picked up. I can let go of the button. And then now it's charged. So let's see what's around here. Hello? Uh-oh. I almost fell right off there. So what's interesting... Oops, sorry. So what's interesting is I don't have a face. And I'm guessing at some point it'll slowly, like, maybe fill that in. Yep, there's an enemy. So I'm going to fire that at the enemy, run up, and then murder him. Oh, whoa, hey there. So then, now that I have enough neurons, there's my kitty. And he will kind of protect me as stuff happens. So he should have dropped some knowledge. There we go, perfect. Oh, I don't need any life, we're good. Come on. Got some hope. So hold on, we're gonna get rid of that. Hope is used to open stuff like this. So it gives you, that's a perk. So that's a sort of extra little perk I can get there. This, if I pop this open, there'd be goodies in it. There we go. So I believe that has made the boss slightly easier to fight. Very empty area. No, I'm backtracking. That's why it's empty, because there was nothing there in the first place. But yeah, the concept is pretty great. It's just hindered by some gameplay elements and weird controls. Let's run. Infinite sprint, though. I guess you do have infinite sprint in your mind. Your mind's eye. And then there's these chests. What do I need to open this? Open at hope level 7. Oh, I can open that. Get out of here. So those are used for crafting and stuff, I believe. But again, like, even as I've increased fear and stuff like that, I don't really feel like it's gotten much harder. Oh, well, he pieced out. Oh, well, he's Not gonna die easily. So down goes the fear. But from what I understand, these areas are randomly generated. So what you see, oh, hey there. Wondering where you went. So that guy who's, not this one, the other one who's kind of situated, is, hold on, let me kill him. So the dude who's right around this corner, so if he hits me, this gets locked off. Weakened boss attacks, cool. I have fought 2 or 3 bosses and they didn't even damage me once. But it is kind of nice to, this cat here, Flaney, I love that cat deeply. So, bit of an emotional attachment there. But some people would kind of be like, whatever. Because the way it's spread out is it has a whole bunch of options for me to pick up from, and one of them is I didn't have any pets. This area is really hard to see. Of course, there's a map in the bottom that you may not have noticed. So let's head over to the green objective marks. Oh, that's right. I have to charge these. Okay, cool. And that should pop one of those. So you get the idea. I'm going to have to do that 2 more times, kill the boss, and then move on. Get out of here. And then I think there's one more to the front, to the right, or that might be yellow. I'm not sure. I'll take this though. There was multiple difficulty settings. One of them is it gradually increases in difficulty. I believe I'm playing on that one. Hey there, Blade of Passion. No, I don't want that. But again, not super difficult. But yeah, this is Waking. I think it's interesting. It may not be for everyone. It's very much kind of those games that I believe is going to be like either you're loving it or you're hating it. Also, oh, I can't do my sweet double jump here. You have a super crazy high jump, but yeah, you want to essentially just wake up from this coma. At the very beginning, it is implied that there is someone kind of hanging out next to you while you're in this sort of coma, kind of talking to you. I'll take the microphage. Oh, you can, and of course you probably saw it earlier, there's upgrades and level ups and stuff like that. But this looks like the world that I'll be going through, at least for this area. There are other, like I'm in one section of this like palace. There's like 2 more. So this game, from what I understand, might be about like 20 hours long. So it'll be kind of interesting to see where it goes. But anyways, this is Waking. I am ZeroJD. This is the XBLA Fans channel. Very simple combat. I'm not sure how much more difficult it will get since this is your main mode of attack, is just kind of chucking stuff at people. And it's really funny because this is all called clutter. But if you have any questions, ask down below in the comments. Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone.